Man, you gotta love it. Look at this. Truckers from all around Canada have come down to the capital city, Ottawa, and have shut the place down. I mean, look at this video. Look at this video. I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands of people have come in and have completely shut down the capital city of Canada. Absolutely insane. Insane stuff going on here. You know, the left should be excited. The left should be so happy. You know, I've always been told by the left their big goal is workers of the world uniting. Well, this is the workers of Canada coming together and uniting against a fascist regime telling them you're not allowed to see your family, you're not allowed to go to work, you're not allowed to make a living, you're not allowed to do any of this unless we tell you, or unless you do exactly what we tell you, unless you inject yourself with what we tell you must inject yourself with. This is the epitome of fascism. This is big government uniting with big business, big pharma, forcing it upon the populace, right? This is a totalitarian, authoritarian, whatever the hell you want to call it. This is an evil top-down regime that has been oppressing the people of Canada for going on 2 years at this point. And this right here is the epitome of what peaceful protest is all about. I absolutely am loving it. The videos have been insane. I mean, and there are so much more. I mean, this is the big one that kind of shows what's been going on. This was on the 29th. Of course, Jordan Peterson saying, you know, come out of hiding, puppet, and face the music. Because Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, of course, is saying, you know, I'm not, I can't come out. I had to go into hiding, right? Because, oh no, right when the truckers get there, he's got COVID. Justin Trudeau, once they all get there, once the big protest happens, all of a sudden has COVID. And it's also really strange, right? Because, of course, he's vaccinated with the vaccine that he says will stop the spread of COVID. Now, it's worth mentioning, you know, Omicron's out there. Yes, if you're vaccinated, you might still get Omicron. I had the Alpha variant. And I just got over having Omicron. It's partly why I've not been making that many videos. I've been traveling a lot and I've just been sick with Omicron as well. You know, it sucked. It sucked, right? So maybe, you know, maybe he's got Omicron. Sure, whatever. But the chances of it happening the day the city has been shut down because of these peaceful protests, just, come on. Come on, man. He's hiding. He's absolutely hiding. And I mean, look at this. This has been going on all through the night. It has been crazy, man. They have been partying it up. I mean, imagine right now, that is like, it is in the negatives out there. They are freezing their nuts off, man. They are just, yet still, they are out there. They are out there protesting peacefully, mind you. Peacefully protesting, waving Canadian flags. They're out. You can find videos of them singing the national anthem, and of course they're all out there having a good time. You see F Trudeau over there, of course. I guess they don't have a good "Let's Go Brandon" saying yet, so it's just F Trudeau. Hey, fantastic. Okay. And you see Jack Posobiec down here. It is 10 degrees, or yeah, so it's 10 degrees outside out there. Wow. Just, and still that many people out there just having a good time, protesting, and doing what, frankly, the left has always said is the most democratic thing you can possibly do, which is, for one, of course, question your government, and two, you know, as long as they're Republicans, and two, protest, right? They always go on and on about how great protests are. Don't forget, when people were burning stuff down, they were talking about how it's a mostly peaceful protest, and where in the Constitution does it say it has to be peaceful? And of course, it's in the First Amendment, you know, peacefully assemble. Now, obviously, these people don't have First Amendment rights because, well, I mean, they have the right, it's just their government oppresses it. But, you know, that's just it, you know, their government actually oppresses the right of the people in places like Canada. But this is truly what a free country is supposed to look like. The people have risen up and said, you cannot persecute us in this way. And it's so great to see. And you see these pictures coming in. I mean, look how far back that goes. And the city is at a just gridlock. And it is just so great to see. You see Canadian flags hanging on the back of trucks and everything. And Justin Trudeau, today went ahead and made a tweet that he then about instantly took down. I know this pandemic is frustrating. It's frustrating that after 2 years we are not done fighting COVID-19, but over the past few days Canadians have been, oh God, shocked and frankly disgusted by the behavior displayed by some of the people protesting at our nation's capital. Because again, you know, this over here, this is disgusting. Look at it. Look at them go. Look what they're doing. So terribly awful. You know, it wasn't disgusting at all when even in Canada, Black Lives Matter was burning down buildings and, you know, of course, tearing down statues. But, you know, this is what is disgusting to the elites, to the, you know, the oligarchs that are currently in Canada, right? But of course, what they won't talk about is what the left has been doing. You know, this right here isn't disgusting, which is what they found out is a bunch of people, you know, there's nails all across the road, tons of nails all across the road to try to stop more trucks from coming in. This here isn't disgusting. Nails being laid out on the road. And by the way, these people in this video are actually picking the nails up. They're not the ones laying them out there. But nails being just tossed all over the road to actually try to stop these truckers, which mind you could end up killing someone if they're going down the road. This isn't the disgusting behavior. It's not the left doing the disgusting behavior, right? It's only the right. Laying nails on a highway isn't disgusting. This is disgusting. So it's no surprise, of course, because the left has always wanted to sit there and go, you know, protest is only good when you're protesting on our side, right? That's how it always goes. But here, you know, here you go. This here is disgusting, right? Absolutely horrendous. Truckers cleaning up the trash from their parties. Terrible. Absolutely awful, right? Yeah, and again, this person over here, the media will focus solely on the one Confederate flag that was seen, which was most likely a setup, which, yeah, they took a picture of some dude waving a Confederate flag out there, which is kind of funny. You know, the South will rise again. They're in Canada. I mean, come on. Really? Absolute nonsense. You know, a good way to sum all of this up, a great way to sum a lot of this up, is this picture by George Alexopoulos, right? If you don't know, George Alexopoulos does a lot of comics that are just excellent comics. Some of them pretty dark as well, so just a heads up. But of course, you know, all the happy people, you know, everyone with waving their Canadian flags, you know, freedom and all that stuff. Fascist. Because that's the way the left looks at it. If the fascist has no meaning to them. You know, to us who actually, you know, just are common people, right? You know, we understand what fascism is for the most part, right? And for the most part, is a unification of an authoritarian regime with large corporations in order to, you know, assert whatever motivation that the government wants, right? I think Mussolini said, you know, everything within the state, nothing against the state, everything for the state, or something along those lines. I probably have a couple of those things mixed around, but the point is, it's pretty much unifying everything in line with what the state government wants. You know, you can still have your capitalist economy as long as it goes with what the state has deemed acceptable, which is entirely what's happening now, right? You know, you can open up your business so long as you agree with what the state says is acceptable. You know, but the left, of course, these are the people who are the fascists according to the left. So, you know, New York Post over here, you know, trucker Freedom Convoy protests the vaccine mandates, and for the most part, you know, it kind of just goes in a little bit of detail here about, you know, about 2,700 trucks were expected. I think it was well more than that, apparently. You know, it's not just about the vaccines, it's about stopping health mandates altogether. And that's a key thing, right? You know, I was told by one of my friends, you know, you gotta stop with this anti-vax stuff. You gotta stop with this anti-vax stuff, because I didn't get the COVID vaccine because my doctor recommended me not to get the vaccine because I've already had COVID. They call me anti-vax. And maybe a lot of you might have experienced this, right? Where you've been called anti-vax, yet you have tons of vaccines. Right? I have an 8-month-old right now, or 9-month-old now. We've given him a ton of vaccines at this point. Are we anti-vax? No. We're not anti-vax even remotely. I love vaccines. And in fact, like my grandparents who are at-risk category, they got the COVID vaccine. Why? Because they're in the at-risk category. I had the alpha variant prior to the vaccines being released, so there wasn't any point in me getting the vaccine. My wife was pregnant, and now is pregnant again, which is, awesome for us. But, my wife was pregnant when the vaccines came out. Her doctor didn't recommend it at that time. She still does not recommend it currently, with her being pregnant with, baby number 2 on the way, as well as, them not knowing exactly how it all is going to affect the body, of a pregnant woman entirely. I think the CDC says it's okay, but, her doctor recommended her not getting it. So we don't have it because we're not in the at-risk category. And at this point, we both just had Omicron. We are, we're immune at this point, right? And we both had Omicron. So we are, it made sense for us not to get the vaccine based on what our medical history was. And yet we're still called anti-vax. We're still called anti-vax. Here's the thing. What do you call someone who is vaccinated, who it does have the COVID vaccine, yet still opposes the mandate? Ben Shapiro talks about the fact, he's like 3 times vaccinated at this point. His wife is like 4 times vaccinated. Yet he opposes the vaccine mandate, and it's called anti-vax because of it. He's not anti-vax. What is the difference in terminology that we're going to use for people who truly are anti-vax? There's people out there who don't get any of them whatsoever, which I think is crazy personally, but it's their right to do. But what do you call someone who is completely against all vaccinations altogether, thinks no one should ever be vaccinated for anything, versus someone like me who has tons of vaccines, who gave my kid a bunch of vaccines, yet opposes the mandates for the vaccine? Am I still supposed to be called anti-vax, the same as that person over there? There's a huge difference between me and that person. So why are we using the same terms? It doesn't make any sense. These people are not anti-vax people. They are not anti-vax people. Many of them out there who have been interviewed have said consistently, they have the vaccine. It's funny, Trudeau went out there and said it was only 10%. It's only about, 10% of truckers who haven't gotten vaccinated who are opposing all of this. Except for the fact that's operating on the assumption that those who got vaccinated aren't still against the mandates. Plenty of people who I know who are vaccinated are against the mandates. A good portion of my family is vaccinated. And yet they are still against the mandates for vaccination. So just because 90% of truckers are vaccinated, it doesn't mean 90% are on their side. Not to mention the fact, all it takes is a very small amount of people to really cause a lot of trouble for them, right? Anyone who knows business understands the power that just 10% of the workers actually have. When I was running offices, when I was running tax offices, if 10% of my employees left, there was no way I could have recovered during that tax season. 10% of people is, that's a lot. That does make a major impact for business. So if 10% of truckers aren't there, you'll be surprised at the impact that creates. And that's assuming, again, that it's only 10%. There's people who are vaccinated in that 90% who are still going to be opposed to the mandates and are still going to be protesting. It is insane that these urban elitists are actually trying to oppose the people who bring them their food. The people who put food on their table are the ones who they want to oppose. Absolute lunacy. And we'll see how it goes for them. Right now the city is completely in gridlock. I'm loving it. Peaceful protest at its finest. It has been some great videos. Of course, they're renaming the place to TRUCKISTAN, which is just hysterical. I'm absolutely loving it. So we'll see what ends up happening. Hopefully they hold the line until Trudeau comes out and actually finally gets rid of the mandates. Either way, what do you think? Leave in the comments below. Do you think they're actually going to get rid of their mandates because of this protest, or do you think the protest will just kind of whittle and die out? Leave in the comments below, as well as, of course, if you enjoy this video, leave a like. Really do appreciate it. Thanks again, and we'll be talking again real soon.